Watch a new episode of Riverdale on a new night this Sunday at 8/7 Central.
Now at 10, closing in on Kyiv, Russian forces move closer to the capital, targeting civilians. Ukrainian fighters vow never to give up.
Plus, the devastating cost of war, a somber procession through the streets as loved ones remember lives lost. Our Christina Pascucci is live in Ukraine.
And homeowners on edge, targeted and terrorized by a group of violent thieves who use crowbars and baseball bats during their destructive rampage. The shocking crime spree now on the news at 10. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. Ukraine's major cities are bracing for new Russian rocket and artillery attacks as the war approaches the 3-week mark.
President Biden will travel to Europe next week, and in a few hours, Ukraine's president will ask Congress for more military firepower to fend off Russia's advances. We have live team coverage. Christina Pascucci inside Ukraine tonight.
And Pedro Rivera following breaking developments from our newsroom. Pedro.
Right now, it is 7 a.m. in the capital of Kyiv, a full 21 days since Russia invaded Ukraine, with civilians forced to leave their homes behind. More than 3 million people have fled the war-torn country as Russia continues its onslaught. On Tuesday, Russian forces continued its attack on the streets of Kyiv. This 15-story apartment building was hit by Russian airstrikes, according to the Ukrainian military. Firefighters racing to put out the flames that killed one person while others were trapped inside. Rescue efforts were disrupted in Kharkiv as crews were responding to yet another Russian shelling, destroying residential buildings. Along with civilian casualties, journalists reporting on the war have been in harm's way.
Fox News cameraman Pierre Shashevsky has died in Ukraine.
Shashevsky, along with Ukrainian journalist Alexandra Sasha Kishnova, were killed during a Russian shelling outside of Kyiv. 3 journalists have now been killed this week while covering the carnage. This protesting producer who crashed a live Russian TV broadcast holding a sign reading, "No war, they're lying to you here," received a $280 fine from a Russian court. She could still face up to 15 years in jail following Putin's new false news law. As the list of countries sanctioning Russia is long, the Kremlin issued their own sanctions against a wide range of American politicians, including President Joe Biden, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, and White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, who dismissed the Russian-imposed penalties.
That President Biden is a junior, so they may have sanctioned his dad. May he rest in peace. The second piece I would say is that won't surprise any of you that none of us are planning tourist trips to Russia. None of us have bank accounts that we won't be able to access, so we will forge ahead.
On Tuesday, President Biden signed a massive bipartisan spending bill, which includes more than $13 billion in Ukrainian aid.
And that there's nothing we can't do when we do it together as the United States of America.
Despite the funding, Zelensky continues to be critical of NATO for not instituting a no-fly zone over fears that it could escalate this conflict into a global war. The White House has confirmed President Biden will travel to Brussels to meet with NATO leaders next week, with the talks focused on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Tomorrow, President Zelensky will address the U.S. Congress at 6:30 our time in the morning. He is expected to ask for more military aid, including armed drones and mobile air defense systems. We'll have more at 11. Live in the newsroom, Pedro Rivera, KTLA 5 News.
Pedro, thank you. Russian forces have shattered the relative calm in the western part of Ukraine, where many people fled, hoping to escape the bombing. Those lives are now in danger as Russian forces widen their attack. At least 35 people were killed when missiles struck a military base in the Lviv region near the border with Poland.
The 6th largest city in Ukraine came together for the somber burial of Ukrainian soldiers. KTLA's Christina Pascucci joins us live from Lviv with more on the shattered calm. Christina.
Cher, Micah, it is dawn on day 21 of war here in Lviv. We're at the train station